My name is Emily Parker, and for most of my adult life, I've been someone who believes that embarrassing moments are just part of being human. But nothing, and I mean nothing, could have prepared me for the day I got myself stuck in the laundry room of my best friend's house and how that moment would unexpectedly change the course of my life. It all started on a breezy Saturday morning in Maplewood, Ohio, a quiet suburban town where everyone knew each other and neighbors actually said hello. My best friend Laura Bennett had called me the night before, asking if I could stop by to help her sort through old boxes of clothes and linens in her laundry room. She was doing a big spring cleaning before listing her house for sale, and I'd promised to help. Laura's husband, Ethan, was away on a work trip, and her brother Jake, who also happened to be Ethan's longtime best friend, was supposed to stop by later that afternoon to drop off some boxes for storage. I'd met Jake a few times before, tall, kind eyes, the type of guy who could fix a car engine and bake banana bread without breaking a sweat. I always found him friendly but quiet, not the chatty type like Laura and me. That morning, I showed up around 10 with coffee and donuts. Laura greeted me at the door, already in sweatpants and a messy bun. "Thank goodness you're here," she said, grabbing the coffee like it was a lifeline. "I tried lifting that old dryer myself, and now my back hates me." I laughed. "You should have waited for me. I'm stronger than I look." We got started sorting clothes, dusting shelves, and rearranging laundry supplies. The laundry room was at the back of the house, small but bright, with one narrow door and a window that opened halfway. The washer and dryer sat side by side, surrounded by boxes of old stuff Laura couldn't seem to part with. A few hours in, Laura got a call from her realtor and had to rush out for a quick meeting. "I'll be gone 30 minutes, tops," she said, grabbing her purse. "If Jake shows up before I get back, tell him to put the boxes by the garage." "No problem," I said, waving her off. After she left, I kept working. At one point, I decided to move an old wooden shelf to make room for a storage bin. I pulled it a little too hard, and the next thing I knew, the shelf wobbled, hit the door, and somehow jammed the handle. I tried opening it, nothing. I pushed again, still stuck. I laughed nervously. "Okay, this is fine," I muttered to myself. "Doors get jammed all the time." I gave it another shove, then realized the shelf had pinned the door just enough that it wouldn't budge. The window, too small to climb through. I wasn't panicking yet, but I did start to realize I was well and truly stuck. My phone was on the kitchen counter, charging. I had no way to call Laura. Minutes passed. Then I heard footsteps. "Laura, is that you?" I called. A man's voice answered instead. No, it's Jake." "Emily, right, of course. Just my luck. Jake, thank goodness you're here," I said, half laughing, half mortified. I kind of locked myself in the laundry room. There was a pause, then a muffled chuckle. "You what? I know, it sounds ridiculous," I said, pressing my forehead against the door. "The shelf fell, and the handle's jammed. Can you maybe rescue me?" He tried the handle from the outside. "Yeah, it's stuck pretty good. Hang on, I'll move this shelf." I could hear him grunting as he lifted the heavy piece of wood. After a few moments, the handle turned, and the door creaked open. Jake stood there, covered in a light dusting of sawdust from the shelf. "Freedom," I said dramatically, stepping out and laughing in relief. He smiled. "You really weren't kidding about being stuck." "Trust me, I've learned my lesson about moving furniture solo," I said. We both laughed, and then there was that brief moment of silence, the kind that isn't awkward, just quietly comfortable. "Want a hand finishing up?" he asked. I hesitated. "You don't have to." "I don't mind," he said with a shrug. "I'm already here, and you look like you could use another pair of hands." So we worked side by side, folding towels, stacking boxes, and joking about how I'd nearly started a survival story in the laundry room. I noticed how patient he was, never rushing, never complaining. He told me a bit about his job as a firefighter, his love for hiking, and how he sometimes helped Laura with house repairs when Ethan was away. As the afternoon went on, the conversation flowed more easily. We discovered we both loved old movies and Sunday breakfasts at local diners. When Laura returned later, she found us laughing over a pile of mismatched socks. "Well, looks like I missed the chaos," she said, amused. "Chaos contained," Jake said, shooting me a playful look. Later that day, after everything was done, Jake offered to walk me to my car. "You sure you're okay after your great escape?" he teased. "I'll survive," I said with a grin. As I opened the car door, he hesitated for a second. Hey, I was thinking, there's a street fair downtown next weekend. Would you want to go? Maybe grab a funnel cake and, not get stuck anywhere. I smiled, surprised but genuinely happy. I'd like that. That one awkward afternoon led to something unexpectedly beautiful. Jake and I started spending more time together. Morning coffees, walks around the park, small talk that grew into deeper conversations. Laura couldn't stop teasing us. Who knew getting trapped in a laundry room was the start of a love story? She'd laugh. But it wasn't just a funny story, it became a reminder of how life sometimes hides its best surprises in the most ordinary places. Jake and I eventually started dating seriously. 2 years later, he proposed during a hike on Maplewood Trail, the same calm, grounded energy he had that day in the laundry room. Now, every time I walk into my own laundry room, I can't help but smile. That day taught me that sometimes, getting stuck is just life's funny way of helping us find the right person to pull us free, literally and emotionally. And if you ever find yourself trapped in a room, just remember, you might be one stuck door away from meeting your destiny.